In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a paper flower wedding bouquet, and for this I used 3 of our different paper flower packs and the ferns and eucalyptus pack as well. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to take 3 different styles of paper flowers and make a gorgeous hand-tied bridal bouquet. The fun thing about these 3 flowers is that all of them are made with our paper flower kits. We have the ranunculus, the peony and buds, as well as the rose and buds, and each one of these kits is pre-printed, pre-cut. You can see right here with all the different colors, and we have a video to teach you step by step how to make each one of these flowers. So if you're a beginner at paper flower making, these kits are a great place to start. But what I'm going to teach you today, you can use with any paper flowers. In addition to these 3 flowers, I'm also using this ferns and eucalyptus kit. Not only does it make a great looking wreath, but you can use these bits and pieces of greenery with other projects. You can see there's 4 different colors of paper in here. And I've pulled out 2 of the colors of different stems of ferns and eucalyptus, and now I'm going to show you how to take those stems and add wire onto them so that you can put them inside of your bouquet. So on this side of me I have all of my greens. This is from the peony kit. These are the rose leaves, and then these are the leaves from the ranunculus. And this is great, but I just wanted a little bit more. So that is why I'm adding some of these ferns and eucalyptus stems. Once you've punched out all the ferns and eucalyptus that you want to use, you then take your curling tool and give them some shape. And that's actually in my video as well. I then have 2 different weights of wire. I have a 24 gauge wire, which is the lightweight wire here. And then I have my 18 gauge wire. And I find that the 18 gauge works really well if I want this deep curve. But then the 24 gauge works great for these ferns because they're a little bit more lightweight. You can test and see what works best for you. The next thing that I'll do is run a bead of glue. In this case, it's almost half the length of the eucalyptus, and then I lay my wire right onto that. This is why you want the paper covered wire, because it actually does stick much better to the paper itself, and I'm using a hot temperature glue gun rather than low temperature. Once it's cooled down a bit, I might even press it into place. And another trick that you can do, especially if you are using just a bare wire, is to take some scraps from your kit and cut those up so that you can glue paper onto paper, sandwiching the wire between. This will actually help adhere it a little bit better. And the thing I love about adding the wires onto the length of the stem, this is only halfway, but I'll show you, is I can bend it and give it some shape. Now the ferns, I actually glued the wire almost to the tip, and again, this gives me the ability to really shape the fern, and I'll want to do that once I get it into my bouquet. Another fun tip when you're designing wedding bouquets is to stand in front of a full-length mirror, because then you can see exactly how the bouquet will be seen by the audience when the bride walks down the aisle. For this video, I'm going to actually stand up. We're going to do the overhead camera so you can follow right along and see exactly how I'm building the bouquet. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with my largest flower, which is the peony, because this will be my focal point, and I really love this color of coral. I also want to cluster 2 peonies in the center. As I build the bouquet, I'll have space between some, but some will be clustered to give a little bit more flow to the eye. Just starting to kind of build this out. I'm going to add some greens. Now one thing I do know is I have only 3 of these yellow ranunculus flowers, so I'll want to place them in a way that they flow nicely. So maybe 1 in each direction. We have 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 upper. The nice thing about having so many flowers to work with is that some of them will be seen, but others will really just be more support to hold everything else in place. These ranunculus leaves are really bright green, and again, it's just to add that extra pop into your bouquet. Okay, I'm going to start adding a few more flowers towards the bottom here so that my peonies aren't the base. Just keep working them and sort of moving them around The nice thing is if you don't like it, you can change it. I'm feeling sometimes I get a little bit crowded, so I'm just going to pull some of the heads out to give it space. I don't want to lose that yellow ranunculus. I feel like I need something back here because it's just falling. So I think I'll take one of these pink roses and use that as some structure. Now everything's looking very tight and almost like it's in a ball. We're going to work on that. And these I'm going to have them popping out a bit to break some of that line. You can see how that's happening. I think some of the stems on these greens are a bit shorter than I'd like. I probably should lengthen those stems. You can just add another length of wire if you do need to lengthen any stem. This is a little bit tricky to do. You have to be really patient with yourself and almost see it as a kind of a framework that you build as you're placing them together, knowing full well you can move things around once you've actually tied off the base. I like these two yellow-green actually, so I'm going to find one with a longer stem and place one back here just to bring almost a triangular shape. I'm feeling like I have a bit of a hole here, and I think that's a great place to add a rose. Now I am going to get some of these greens put in. The way that I like to do these eucalyptus and ferns is to have them draping down. So sometimes I'll put them in sets of 2. That way they have a bit of that hang. And same with the ferns. I'll put some ferns on this side. So I love clustering things. You can see I have 2 ferns clustered on this side. They're not hanging the way I want them yet. That's okay. I'll be able to rearrange those once I get them taped off. You can see how we're getting a bit more wild now. It's not looking quite as structured. I might want to pull some of these down a bit. For this bouquet, I'm using 5 stems of the fern and 5 stems of the eucalyptus. Now, I have somewhat of a structure. I'm not going to use all the flowers, but I do want to use a few more of these buds because this will give me dimension that I'm looking for without taking out a lot of space. So I'll slide those in. I'm going to flip this over. You can see the back of my bouquet here. And very carefully, while holding it with one hand, I'm actually going to tape it off with the other. So this is the handle of the bouquet. I'm going to start not quite at the top. I'll go back and add some more upwards just to make this really solid. And what you'll want to do when you use your floral tape is you'll stretch it slightly as you twist it so that it activates and it will stick to each other. I will not go all the way down to the bottom because I'm actually going to cut all these stems. Okay, this is where we know whether or not we have everything in place. And I'll finish this up, but before I do that, I want to go back to the front of my bouquet and make for sure that I have everything where I want it, because I can still slide things in and out. You know, remember I said I wanted to make sure my 3 yellows showed? Well, they've fallen down, so this is a perfect time for me to bring them back to the front. We can move some of these greens just a bit behind the flowers. I want my rose to be deeper inside, so I'm going to go ahead and press that down very gently. Okay, here's my second yellow. There's my first, and I have one more. Here it is. Since I don't have a lot of yellow in this bouquet, I want to make sure that all 3 are visible. Then I'm also going to make sure that everything has some space and that they're not too crowded. That's where you can bend things around. And it's a perfect time to add any extra greens. So I'm feeling like right here I could use a bit more of the greenery, just right back here. I'm going to grab a couple of stems and just place it. A few more greens down here just to add to that color. So I have 1, 2, 3. You can see kind of a triangle of my pale green. You can almost see the triangle of this yellow, which again I'm going to bring that forward. And then make for sure that all of my ferns and my eucalyptus are actually hanging the direction I want it to be. There, that looks good. But I'm going to turn it over and finish taping. I'll go ahead and get those extra leaves taped in. And then I'll go ahead and tape my stem from about an inch above. I'm going to clip this off and tape it all the way to the bottom. And when I'm done, we'll come back and I'll show you how to wrap it with ribbon. So this is the back of my bouquet, and since I do have quite a few additional leaves and I have some additional flowers, I'm going to go ahead and finish this so it's pretty on both sides. However, I don't want to build it outwards because this needs to be held against the body of the bride. So I'm going to add the flowers pretty deeply tucked in, including this one. So I'm going to turn its head a bit and just tuck it right inside of that space. And I'm going to do the same here. So you can see how that really helps fill it out, and it will also add the structure that you need so that everything stays in place. You can use some of your leaves to cover up some of the wires on the back. This is a great way to do it. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. One of the tips that I wanted to tell you when you are cutting the wires here is use a heavy-duty pair of wire cutters, because that way you can cut through more than one wire at a time. I'm covering the tip of this bouquet with the floral tape because the wires are poking out, and you want to make for sure that the bride doesn't feel those wires, or the bridesmaid, whoever's carrying the bouquet. And then it's really important that we cover this whole thing with the ribbon because it's pretty sticky. So let's do that next, and then we'll finish arranging the bouquet. I have several different kinds of ribbon here. This is one of my favorite brands. This is May Arts ribbon, and it's actually a silk, 100% silk. The reason why I like this ribbon is it has a nice hang to it. They have several different colors that you can choose from, but I really do like using the green because it emulates more of the greenery and it keeps it in more of a neutral look. And about 1 yard of ribbon is what I'm going to use. After you use the floral tape, make sure you wash your hands because it's pretty sticky and you want the ribbon to flow freely. So starting with the back of my bouquet, I'll have just a few inches of the ribbon, and I'll place that at the very top. Push the end up inside so that you don't see it, and then go ahead and start wrapping your stem with the ribbon. And you'll want this to be pretty snug. I'm going all the way to the end and then back up again. You can also, I'm going to just show you another trick. You don't have to, but you can also cover this up, and this is how I do it. I'm going to make a fold. You can take a pin right here. Let me do that first. So I'm going to take a floral pin, and I'll just slide that right up, and that will keep it in place. And then I'll fold this down, go over the end of my bouquet, and then holding it with my finger, I'll just start wrapping it back around again. And you're going to want to tuck this as best you can. There we go. That looks good. So then I'm going to just use this to secure it and then move it right back up the stem. That's just an extra trick. You don't have to do that, but it makes it really nice. Now that I'm at the top here, I have just enough to tie a double knot. It's hard to do with one hand. You might actually have somebody else hold the bouquet while you're doing it. And you'll want to make for sure once you tie that first knot, whatever the top part of the ribbon is needs to go over the top of the second part, or else you will have a crooked knot. So there's my handle. I don't want all of the ribbon. You can see this side has a nice little pointed edge. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'll just fold the ribbon in half, and with my very sharp scissors, cut it at an angle. Make sure that you're cutting the open side and the fold. You want to cut it upwards. And that's how you get those two really nice points. And now you have a great little handle for your bride to hold the bouquet. So here is my final bouquet, and after I got everything wrapped around the stems, both the tape and the ribbon, I went back, stood in front of the mirror, and just did a little bit of tweaking here and there to bring it, some flow and some balance and move some heads around. And that's the great thing about having everything on a wires, because it's so malleable and you can get that perfect look. So just to give you a peek at what the back looks like, again, I made it very flat so that it could sit really nicely against the bride's dress. And I also covered up all the extra wires and sort of the mechanical side of the bouquet. So it's really quite beautiful from both sides, and it's perfectly shaped to hold. Remember how many flowers and greens that I had sitting here at the beginning? I have 3 flowers left, and that's it. That's as much as I could pack into this bouquet, but I will use these for another bouquet. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give us a thumbs up and click the subscribe button below. And if you do a beautiful paper bridal bouquet, be sure and hashtag Made with Leah so that we can see your work and follow along on your journey. Not sure where to start your crafting adventure? Pop on over to leahgriffith.com and we will help you jump in.